We're going live on YouTube and Facebook, the interwebs, as we start our podcast broadcast. And we'll get everyone warmed up as we're going. This is our second live stream that we have today. We did Instagram Live, and I got Blake, you say Eager?
Eager.
Yeah, Blake Eager, who's the director of SAFTA, with Southern Arizona Sports Tourism and Film Authority. And we're talking World Baseball Classic. We also have Raul in studio, Raul, what's your official title? Do you have an official title?
Yeah, I'm one of the collaborators with the World Baseball Classic. My company is REA Media, so we're doing all the media. So, and my last name is Aguirre.
How do you say it?
Aguirre.
Oh,
Where's Valdez when you need him,
I'm
man?
just going to call you Raul if that's all right.
No swearing.
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah. We're still on the stream, so we're good. We're talking World Baseball Classics, which we're excited about because it's bringing professional baseball back to Tucson, which was robbed from us years ago when they took all the spring training facilities or the teams up to Phoenix and Scottsdale to turn it into a drinking sport. Which is fun. It's a good day drinking activity for sure, but we want to day drink down here as well. Not that the World Baseball Classic's that, but, when we get on the air, we're going to talk about why this is such a big deal and how it's just also perfect timing for the weather to be able to, go to these stadiums that were built specifically for these baseball games, to be able to enjoy it live, and people out there working the games and that whole thing, right? How long has this been in the works from your end to try to make this happen?
Yeah, so we've had a couple of different projects with Major League Baseball that we've been in works with, and one of them I can talk about right now because it didn't come to fruition, but it came almost to fruition. Is the A-ball team for the Arizona Diamondbacks moving here. We worked on that a long time. We worked on a spring training project for a long time, which we're pretty confident that's still going to happen in 2026, which is really exciting.
Okay.
And then
potentially some games or something. Is that what you're talking about?
About 6 to 8 games down here. Yeah. So we'll have a varied point of view when it comes to spring training, but we'll be back in the mix for that. Nice. And then for this, a little over a year, we've been working on the World Baseball Classic qualifier.
Nice. And that's a big deal. And you're getting companies from all over the countries, right? What do you have? Brazil? How many countries? 4 different countries in this World Baseball Classic?
We've got 4, yep. So you've got Germany, Brazil, Colombia, and China.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm looking at this on MajorLeagueBaseball.com, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay.
Yeah, MLB.com. It's Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So World Baseball Classic and Major League Baseball are partners.
Yeah, what's the difference between this and spring training then? Because obviously spring training kind of coincides with this, right?
Yeah. So your whole thought process for World Baseball Classic is let's take it like it's World Cup for FIFA, right?
Yes.
So these countries are trying to move on to play in the Classic next year in 2026 and represent their country on the biggest stage possible in baseball. So you'll have 2 teams out of Tucson and 2 teams out of Chinese Taipei that will move on to the actual Classic next year. So it's a big deal. And Colombia is loaded with Major League Baseball talent. Right?
Yes.
So you've got Jose Quintana, you've got Julio Teheran, Jorge Alfaro, Gio Urshela, big names that will be playing in Tucson. And you were saying it earlier that we haven't had Major League Baseball in March in Tucson since 2010.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it's important to mention also to the audience and to all the fans that the World Baseball Classic also promotes more baseball across the world and, of course, across the United States as well to keep it relevant and to get more young people involved. And that's also part of Tucson. I don't know how many people remember the Toros, when they used to play at High Corbett. I know we used to take our kids and get a couple of brewskis and have a great time with them hot dogs.
Yeah. We're going to be on the FM side here in 2.5 minutes talking about this, recapping this, and, really selling the point that, this is an opportunity to see megastars. And, the kind of World Cup aspect of it, with baseball. You're seeing this right now. They're kind of doing the same thing with hockey. They're doing the World Cup with hockey. And so you're seeing a lot of players that should be in spring training will actually opt out of spring training to play and represent their country in the World Classic.
Yeah, so what usually happens, so I was fortunate enough to play professional baseball and then coach internationally after that, is you'll see these guys start their workouts maybe a month earlier than they're normally starting.
Yeah.
So they'll finish with the World Baseball Classic and go straight back into spring training.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so they take this as especially guys for like Jose Quintana and pitchers that are there, Julio Turan, they'll take this as their prep to get into what they're going to work on in spring training.
Oh yeah, so they're going into spring training basically at an advantage then. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's one last month on the beach.
Yeah.
Enjoying it. Yeah.
Get to work.
Absolutely.
And Blake, maybe we can also thank Pima County. They're being great and the support they're giving us. As well as the mayor's office, the governor's office. I mean, we have a lot of people, small business owners that are out there just promoting and trying to get create that fever that we need for baseball again in Tucson. So baseball is back in Tucson, and you get a chance to see some great teams and great players. So make sure you join us, and that's March 2nd to the 6th.
Oh yeah.
At Keno Veterans Stadium.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna say that on the air too, so more people can hear it as well. But that's we're gonna reiterate that. And then Blake, did I meet you at the Tucson Roadrunners game? Did you guys have like a little VIP event?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
I was
we were
one
up there. That was awesome.
Yeah, kind of getting a couple items off of the buffet. That was pretty good.
Listen, I got charged for that. That's not cool, man.
No. They charge you for whatever they throw away as well.
Yeah.
So waste not, want not. You know, I had to. Part of my position there is a arena host slash quality control consultant, and it's an important part of my job to make sure that they're serving top quality food at every aspect. So I go through the entire arena, tasting everything to make sure and report back to the president. So I was
it's like
just
that
doing
old
my
SNL
job.
sketch where he just takes bites of everything.
I know it looked like I was eating all the food that
Title.
you paid for, but I swear to you, I was doing my job, and it's on my business card. I don't have one on me.
Quality control consultant.
yeah,
I like
exactly.
it.
Yeah, it's good. It sounds
sounds
like an
good.
official title, right? Quality control
sounds
consultant.
professional.
Yeah, absolutely. We're back here live on Rockwood 2.1 KFMA. And if you're joining us and you've been watching along on the podcast broadcast, you know that we're joined in studio by special guests. We got Blake Eager, who's the director of SAFT.
I like the duh.
Yeah,
dude.
duh.
That's, I thought you had it for a second, and you went duh.
Oh, so close.
That is in the middle that gets you.
Yeah, and that's Raul talking right now. Southern Arizona Sports Tourism and Film Authority. It's an organization that has been making major moves behind the scenes to bring back large events. First and foremost, professional baseball back to Tucson. We haven't had professional baseball in Tucson since 2010. Right? Ever since spring training up and left us and went up north. Now they're working hard to try to get that back next season, but until then, they got something even bigger. And I think World Cup big because the World Baseball Classic is coming to Tucson for the very first time from March 2nd to March 6th. And with that, how many years in the making was this, Blake, for you guys to get like basically the contract signed and everything moving?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working on this project for a long time. So this particular project was over a year. We've been working with Major League Baseball on some other projects for about 4 years. So we're really excited to have it. It took a long time to get the contract signed. I'll give you a little background.
Yeah.
So we made the official announcement on November 13th, 12th or 13th. It was signed 2 days before that. So they were coming out here anyway. We did not have the contract signed yet. We were still working through some stipulations on there. So you can imagine on my end, it was pretty nerve-wracking.
Right.
But like, we got it done, and they're here, so
That's
we're happy.
That's very Tucson of you, though.
That's
You know
very
what I mean?
Tucson.
Yeah.
Tucsonan, right?
Yeah, we'll walk uptown. So, like, right away,
You
it's the
said
very
it
last home.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, but with that, Keno Veterans Memorial Stadium, they've had some baseball, right? But, like, it's been a while since we've had, world-class professional baseball here at the stadium. So it's going to be fantastic and perfect baseball weather for it. And then with teams like Brazil, China, Colombia, and Germany participating, who are some of the A-list, Major League Baseball players who are going to be, performing and competing in this tournament?
Yeah, you're going to look at the Colombian roster first. It's absolutely stacked. I mean, you're looking at ex-big leaguers, current big leaguers, Jose Quintana, Gio Urshela, Jorge Alfaro, Julio Turan, and there's so many more on that roster. They're absolutely stacked.
Yeah, so they're a favorite to win the whole thing?
Yeah, they're favored by far. I think they're top 12 in the world right now.
Nice.
So we're very fortunate that they did not play well in the last World Baseball Classic, and they ended up here.
Yeah.
A big name is Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf's kid. He's playing for Germany.
Oh, really?
Played at USC. He's a pitcher for Germany now. And then Manny Ramirez and Dante Bichette's kids are playing for Brazil. So you're going to have some star-studded lineups here, especially when parents show up with these players. So we're really excited for the whole thing.
And you know they will, too. What about, like, the fan aspect of it? Will there be any, like, autograph signings and interaction like that? Because I know it's the first time you're kind of, like, starting a tradition, right, from ground zero.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things that you're going to attempt to roll out to kind of build on the World Baseball Classic coming to Tucson? Yeah,
that's a really good point. So we call this kind of our test kitchen because you have 9 entities working on it, right? So you have Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, you have Mexican Baseball Fiesta, you have SASFA, you have Raul, you have Pima County, you have Keno Sports Complex, you have Visit Tucson. All these people are working on this aspect to get success. So we're going to throw some things against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Sunday night you're going to have fireworks. Everybody loves fireworks. Let's come out to the game for fireworks. Monday night you have youth sports night. So if you have a kid that plays in youth sports organization in Tucson, you'll get a discounted ticket. Tuesday night will be military appreciation night. You'll have a flyover. And then Thursday night, which everybody on this show should love, is college night. So you're going to have great drink specials and $1 hot dogs.
Nice. Yeah, so it's going from Sunday through Thursday then?
Yeah, it'll be Sunday through Thursday, and then you'll have 11 a.m. games and 6 p.m. games on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, so March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The 11 a.m. games on March 3rd and 4th, the Monday and Tuesday, are going to be Kids in the Park. So we're going to have over 4,000 kids in the ballpark with a STEM program for Tucson Children's Museum. And Pima County Library are going to be on site doing that.
I heard Mari in the background do her mom reaction.
I'll give you a little background on Kids in the Park, right?
Okay.
So here's a funny story. You guys can have this. So I played for the Mets, New York Mets, for a long time.
Yeah.
And Kids in the Park Day were great. That's where we got the idea on, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is, it was always the day after I pitched, so it was a getaway day. So I would pitch the 7 p.m. or 6:30 or 6:15 p.m. game, and then I would enjoy the night.
Yeah.
Right. And then the next day, that game would be at like 10 a.m. So you have thousands of kids singing SpongeBob SquarePants at the top of their lungs for 2.5 hours.
Yes.
It was miserable for me, but it was a great experience for everybody else.
No, I get that. And you set yourself up for that each and every time. But I've done nothing but kid events for the Tucson Roadrunners too. And the pitch that these kids get collectively is ear piercing for sure. So I can imagine
especially if
having
you're
a
not
headache with that.
used to kids.
Absolutely.
Some of us are, so it's okay.
Now, this tournament, is this like a single elimination, double elimination? How many games in total will be played during the 12th through the 6th? Or the 2nd through the 6th?
Yeah, 2nd through the 6th. You'll have 7 total games, right? So you have a round robin on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
What's a round robin?
So they play each other.
Okay.
Right? So whoever comes out of that in first place moves on.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yep. And then so Thursday will be your championship night where that's their play-in, right?
Yeah,
so that's the second place team playing for moving on to the Classic next year.
Yeah, that's the big deal, the big championship game. So
and that's why we're doing college night, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be nice. Like our tickets are already extremely affordable. $15 for general admission,
that's
$25 for preferred parking or preferred seating, and then $5 for parking. We're gonna have drink specials. I can't say the number, but it looks like $5 or $6 for the 24-ounce cans on Thursday, which is, you can't beat that anywhere, and $1 hot dogs. So we understand where we're at. We want people to come. We want it to be affordable for families. We understand all of that. So we're just excited for them to be here and people to come out.
Yeah, the experience of watching baseball live is just that. It's going there. It's the atmosphere. It's the weather. It's the cold drinks and the food. As you're watching these players who are seriously just trying to represent their country and move on. So there's a lot at stake here for these players to play their best ball. And represent their country, and we get to witness this right here in our own backyard. So I'm very excited about it. Again, the World Baseball Classic is coming to Tucson March 2nd through the 6th, and if you want to get tickets for that, what's the website to go to?
So you can go to www.worldbaseballclassic.com.
Okay.
Or you can go to our website, which is Southern Arizona Sports Tourism and Film Authority.com. So it's SASTFA.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes. And I even looked at Major League Baseball.com. They got the World Baseball
Yeah,
Classic
they've got a
right
full
there.
story and everything on MLB.com. You can go there
MLB.com.
too, so you'll find it.
Yeah, and you're showcasing all the players there. So, yeah, we got our own little spring training. You don't want to miss it. And there's going to be lots of games. We're going to wrap things up and ask a few more questions for our guests here on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/BeefVegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1. Excellent. Yeah.
I'm stoked on game 2, Brazil and Colombia. I wanna
Brazil
see
and
that
Colombia
one.
will be nice.
That's
I
going to
wanna
be
see
our
that.
that's
Yeah, it's
that's
gonna
our
be-
fireworks. That's our opening
It'll be
Saturday
great.
night. Yeah,
Nice.
that's going to be exciting.
I think
That's
I'll
on
make that
Sunday
one.
night?
That's
Yeah.
on
Sunday
Sunday.
night, yeah.
What time is first pitch?
6 p.m.
That's good. So they're going 6 to 9.
Yeah.
Basically. And then how many daytime games? Only 2?
We've got 3 because you can cut Sunday 11 a.m. 's a daytime game.
Okay.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I might want to go to the Sunday 11 a.m. game
Yeah.
because,
I'm going to the night one.
some day drinking.
Yeah.
Fine, let's not hang out. That's cool. I mean, I didn't want to hang
Hey,
out. with you
Brazilian.
anyways.
Have you seen Brazilian ladies? Come
Yeah.
on.
I knew exactly you were hoping for Brazilian women to watch Brazilian baseball. But
What?
yeah, all 3 of them in Tucson will come out for the event.
All
so-
3 of them I want to check out.
Yeah, it's
All
like
right?
finding Where's
Do you
Waldo.
mind?
Yeah.
And the Colombian ones? Come on.
Your eyes on
Come
everyone's
on.
butt, like that's not Brazilian. That's just regular. All right, and well, that's going
There's
to be
a
awesome.
sponsor we gotta get.
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
Somebody doing the waxing somewhere.
Yeah.
I gotta go to the Spanish language.
All right, Raul.
Thanks,
Hey,
Raul.
it's
Thanks, Raul.
excellent meeting you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Yes, Shane and Mara, you can pop up here too. Is there any extra food at this event that you need quality control consulting on?
Right.
No, but just let me know when you come, and I'll make sure you're the taste tester.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Just I'll taste all the hot dogs and beers. I'm a good beer tester.
I'll tell you, the Roadrunners are like that's. Obviously, we've got some professional teams here with FC Tucson and Sugar Skulls. It's so great that we have a AAA hockey team
I
here,
know.
and Bob Hoffman is like.
He's
People
the
don't
man.
know. I mean, behind scenes, like he does so much for our community, and we're really excited.
Yeah, no, we had Mara, you can sit in the seat. We had a veterans group here. It was the Veterans Alliance, and they're a suicide prevention amongst military veterans organization, right? And so I had them in studio, and then I gave them a couple tickets to the game, and I told Bob what the deal was, and he's like, tell them let's pick another game as well, and tell them bring them all. And it's like we'll get them all in, like 100 of them. All in a section and stuff, like absolutely. So yeah, Bob goes up and beyond to make sure that this is a community first organization, and I hope that the long plan of the Roadrunners is to remain in Tucson, but so many variables are up in the air, so we honestly don't even know. Last season, we're working, and none of us on the team knew if we had a job or not. We were literally watching the news and be like, well, I guess we're fired. And then the next day, like, well, I guess we're not fired.
Right.
I guess we're working half a season. I guess we're not working half season. So many questions.
Yeah.
It was so odd, right? And so there's a 3-year lease, and we're in year 1 of it. So we're looking at next season being the 10th anniversary, and then hopefully, I don't know, something will happen to where we have an NHL team affiliate, and they say, you know what, Tucson's been great to you guys. Let's keep it going. But that's a fingers crossed kind of deal.
There's a couple other options that we're working on behind closed doors too, just so
Good.
you know.
Don't
that-
tell me because I got loose lips, dude. I
Do
literally
not say a word.
Yeah.
It'll be by
I'm not gonna
noon.
say
By
it,
noon,
yeah.
it'll be out.
Yeah. But I love that you're in town and you're making moves. And this is great because, obviously it's something that's needed not only just for the culture, but the city in general, the economy.
Yeah.
We need these type of big events to really feel like a city as well and not just like a small town because we are a pretty large city in comparison to some.
Yeah, I love when people say small town. I'm like, well, we're 1.5 million people.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
like, I
right.
don't know a lot of small. I work with a lot of small town. That's not a small town.
Exactly.
It's
right?
just an excuse for the roads we have still.
Oh, 100%.
It's a
Like,
small town.
People come to me and they're like, we can't have 2 events at the same time. I'm like, there's 1.5 million
There's a million people.
here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, different
Like,
demographics.
are you
and stuff.
kidding
What?
me?
Yeah. Yeah. So beyond the baseball classics, which you were able to successfully do, what else is in your crosshairs that you can talk about that you're potentially going to hopefully pull off for Tucson?
Yeah, so there's we work closely with Mexican Baseball Fiesta, so there's a lot of international play happening in the fall that we want to be a part of.
Yeah.
There's potentially a movement of a permanent team coming here in the winter.
Like a AAA team?
A Winter League team.
A Winter League team. Okay,
yeah.
nice.
So if you've ever seen the Caribbean series between the Latin American countries, so Puerto Rico, Dominican, Venezuela, Mexico, there's a chance that one of those teams moves to Tucson this year.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's actually happening right now. We're working on a lot of things there.
Does it make it easier that we do have these kind of they're not necessarily world class baseball facilities, but they were all built and designed for the sake of housing major league teams, right? So are they up to code?
I'll tell you that's funny. So like they had never since '96, the field has never been redone, resodded, turfed.
Yeah,
they did that for the World Baseball. Pima County's gone unbelievable for it, right?
Yeah,
Keno Sports Complex has done a great job. Like Sarah Horvath and her team over there have been phenomenal. They completely redid stuff in the stadium to meet MLB requirements. So we're one of the only stadiums and stadium districts in the country that can house Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball, like all these things happening at once. And then you have the Mosaic Quarter being built currently right across the street. So you're going to have this 4 areas where you're going to have hockey, professional baseball, professional soccer. Like, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, well, how close is the Mosaic Corner going to be done now? Because, I mean, I've been...
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, come on, guys. Because of construction in this town, that's another thing. They're just like a kicker, dude. It's like, come on, you announce something and you just drag your feet the entire way. I think the casino will be open before the Mosaic Quarter.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. Yeah.
The difference there is, public taxpayer dollars and then, a private company being like, no, we're going to make that happen. But that's cool, though. So with that, huge sports complex, then more opportunity to bring in just more. I know for youth hockey, we've been really eyeing that, sheet of ice because we only have one.
I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
Like when I'm talking to Kate Calhoun at the TCC, she pulls up the schedule for hockey, and she's like, either you're practicing at 4:30 in the morning or midnight at night. That's the only time. So like the need, people ask me, they're like, well, is it going to be successful? And I'm like, you have a need here that we don't meet currently.
Yeah.
It's going to be successful because where are you going to be come November, December, January, February? Would you rather be in Minnesota?
Yep. Right.
Or would you rather be in Tucson?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Sells itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you grow up here in Tucson?
Yeah, I went to Flowing Wells. I actually grew up right down the street. I grew up across the street from Flowing Wells Junior High.
Oh, yeah. One of those local boys done good stories.
I don't know done good yet. We're working on it.
How long were you on the Mets?
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
What do you think about Juan Soto?
I think it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
I'm a Cubs fan, right? So I got paid from that, but yeah, that's a ton of money.
Did you root for the Cubs when you played them as a Nets? Did you throw a couple lobs?
When I'm pitching against the Cubs? No, I didn't try to. No.
You're
they
like,
did
go
that on
Cubbies!
their own. I didn't try to give.
He's like statute of limitations.
Give him the wig. This one's going to be in your sweet spot. Go Cubbies. You're going to break that curse eventually. It was that
2016.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's when they broke the curse. Yeah. Were you playing during that time?
No, I'm old.
Yeah. Well, what was
I have
your
a cane out there?
What was your run? You can't tell that you're old. You're still holding up well.
Yeah.
So, what was your run? What years?
04 to 08, and then 09 was when I started coaching internationally. So I coached the Swedish national team and junior national team, and I coached the Russian national team for 1 year.
That was just post steroid era, then, right?
Oh yeah, it was like
so
there were guys in the clubhouse. No, there were guys in the clubhouse.
Oh yeah,
like we had a first baseman that was juiced up.
Yeah,
you're not going to know who it is. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
But he never worked out. It was like the weirdest thing.
Oh,
like,
he was one of these assholes that just took juice
and
it was
mashed
ripped?
potato body.
Okay.
No, he was not ripped. He was just a mashed potato body that just dropped head.
I was watching a documentary of a professional wrestler named Sandman.
Yeah.
Basically did the same thing, right?
I know that.
Yeah. So, Dark Side of the Ring. So, when he went from ECW to WCW, he's like, well, they're all big guys there, so I got to start juicing up. So, he started juicing up like crazy, but didn't go to the gym at all.
Yeah.
Just turned into this big fat monster, right?
Just a mass.
He was unrecognizable, too. When he went there, I was just like, who's this guy with the Sandman shtick? Turns out it was just fat, roided out Sandman. So there you go. You live and learn. You can get fat and do steroids.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I don't advise it.
Yeah. But it wasn't during the peak era of Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa.
No. I was a little younger for that.
Because your ERA would have been like 300 something, right? Like when mean, it was.
If your ERA was under like 4.5 at that time, you were considered an all-star, which is like
crazy.
You're getting cut from the team at this point.
Yeah, dude, they're bunting and it's going 400 feet, dude.
Yeah.
Well, let's make this a reoccurring thing. I mean, I know that we're talking about it here in February, but week before the event, let's get you back in studio. And
That would be great. Yeah.
yeah,
Anything we can do, and then we can talk more stuff offline too about what we were talking about, how we can help you guys, and where you're moving. And you've been such a key component into our community. Like,
yeah,
I know everybody talks about. And we were talking about it off there a little bit with KFMA Day or fall ball.
yeah. Which you just got a bunch of people like aroused right now. Just
Yeah.
saying it.
I mean, I'm gonna check. No, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent so much money at those things, but it was so worth it, right? So, anything we can do to help.
Yeah, well, fall ball's still an option, right? Because that's still plenty of time to be able to organize something and put together. But yeah, I definitely will link you up with the right people, Larry and Debbie, and we want it to happen because we've been having like a resurgence of here at the station, with the station kind of getting back to form. But more importantly, I think it's so important for this station to be able to survive and thrive. Because with any kind of media, like the name of the game is non-traditional revenue, right? It's like how are you going to generate these funds without playing 10 minutes worth of commercials and scaring away listeners?
I mean, that's a really good point. Yeah.
So I always talk the business aspect of it.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are trying not to pay me.
Yeah.
Let me show you 3 different ways how you could make enough money to afford to pay me. So
We call them buckets, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody looks at us and our big brother organization, the Arizona Sports and Tourism Authority, and they own and operate State Farm Stadium. So like Taylor Swift concerts, we're going to go see Kendrick Lamar up there. Like, that's them, right? And then they oversee the Cactus League, and people are like, oh, so you guys have a lot of revenue sources? I'm like, no. Like, we don't own anything. Like, I'm just begging on the side of the street, like, can you give me $1, please? So I get it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be on here in about 20 seconds, so let's just, continue the conversation on the FM side. We'll do one more, and then we'll reset the table, and then let you be on your way. What do you got going on today? You just doing your media rounds today?
Yeah, so I'm finished here, and then I got to run over. We've got a catering walkthrough at Keno. I mean, it's all finalized stuff, right? So it's all the stress and anxiety of my life right now that this is great for me because it allows me to emote.
Yes.
Right? And sometimes I'll tear up on the radio, which is people love hearing me cry.
Yeah.
It's a ratings booster.
We were talking with Blake Eager here. We're back here live on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Now, you said you were doing some catering testing, and I'm just like, damn it, I have to go to the doctors because I'm on this new health kick, or I could come by and do some quality control consulting for you, because that's what I tend to do. But so what are you doing the catering thing for? That's just for when you bring in big wigs and representatives of countries for this World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, so one of our other partners, Ray Flores and Cicharo.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we love Ray. We're so fortunate that he's in our wheelhouse, and he's at the
he's
table.
the man.
Yeah. So they're Cicharo's catering for Major League Baseball and for World Baseball Classic and everybody coming in.
Nice.
So we're going to do a walkthrough. It's boring stuff, right? So it's where
that's all
things
good
are
stuff.
set up. And,
Our good friend Chef Gary.
Oh, yeah,
Gary
Chef
Hickey.
Gary's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be
He's
there
our
for
boy.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you this.
Okay.
The way we secured World Baseball Classic, they flew out. We put together a dinner at Charo Steak.
Yes.
Right?
Oh.
So Chef Gary was there. He was there. He went out and he started. Like, that's how we secured this. We brought out Chip Hale and George Arias, Gil Heredia, Jack Howell, all these old, we had everybody there, right? So they showed up and they were like, oh, my God, like, Tucson's a full community.
Yeah.
But Chef Gary is probably the reason why they secured the World
There
Baseball
you go.
Classic.
You wined and dined them, and then they ate. They blew
said,
their
"We're here."
mind.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We got to surface."
Yeah,
this
you don't
is,
even know.
Yeah, dude. We are a city of gastronomy.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
proudly, and the one secret that's starting to get out nationally in different write-ups and publications is that this city knows food. And honestly, the Flores family are kind of at the center of that, and that's fantastic. That was one of the deciding factors to be like, okay, yeah, we sold it. So we're also going to be one of the deciding factors that these baseball players are going to be a little like overweight and sluggish going into the opening.
Bringing it back to the
season.
70s, baby.
Yeah, they're going to get those the 15 pounds of chimichangas on them, right?
Hell yeah.
You're like, what the hell is
Burn
this?
those carbs.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, you got them doing catering, and so you're gonna have all these different representatives from the countries. I think baseball, it's so crazy too because it's America's pastime, right? This is a World Baseball Classic. You're seeing it being far more popular in other parts of the country, especially like the Latin countries, right? Like South America, they love it. Japan, obviously, has always been gangbusters. China's in this. What's their level of excitement as a community and people when it comes to baseball?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. So it's a question that pops up all the time. So you're looking at Latin America, right? So you're looking at these hot spots around the world. The Asian market, Latin market, it's #1 sport, right?
Oh, okay.
Japan, Korea, Taiwan. I mean, just blows gangbusters. The championship from the last World Baseball Classic, which was USA versus Japan, it drew like 99.5 million in viewership.
Wow.
Like it's just nuts.
Yeah.
China is a growing market. Let's just say that.
Okay. Yeah,
Does that
I
answer
mean,
that
I can see
question?
that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you look at neighboring countries, and it's like, it's been a part of their pastime almost as long as it's been a part of our pastime.
Yeah, very close.
And you're seeing these I mean, obviously, the argument for best player in the game right now is from Japan.
Yeah, there's
right?
no argument.
Yeah.
I mean, Otani's the best player.
He's Babe Ruth,
We're
dude.
talking about the riches that the Dodgers have, right? And then I go, oh, and he's going to pitch again this year. Like, are you
Yeah.
like,
I
what?
know.
You just won a World Series, and now you're going to come back and you're going to get a better arm? Like, great, good for you guys.
Right.
I mean, as a former pitcher, Major League Baseball pitcher, how impressive is he when it comes to being like a dual threat?
I tell like my family and my friends that you've never seen anything like this. You could go back to Babe Ruth, but you've never seen a human being at this level do what he does day in and day out. It's unbelievable. He's a monster. He's like 6'6".
Yeah.
He throws 100 miles per hour, and he just hits absolute tank home runs. So,
Yeah.
like to do both of those things, it doesn't exist. There's no two-way players anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, he's kind of a first of his kind for a new generation. But not only doing it, but he's doing it better than everybody else.
Wow.
You know, it is odd, though, that there is eventually through the system, high school, college, AAA, AA system and stuff that, pitchers aren't great hitters like this, because when you're at the little league level, the pitchers are usually the best athletes on the team who can also be the big home run hitters, right? So when you were playing little league, were you like knocking bombs or?
First, I just have to say thank you, because most people say pitchers aren't athletes, and you just said they're the best athletes.
Yes.
So we're gonna
At
ride
a
with
little
that.
league level, though, I do have to remind you. That's but that's when it's at its purest form. You know what I mean?
If you're gonna ask if I was a good hitter, I'm gonna tell you there's a reason why I pitched. Like
Yeah.
I was just I got drilled in the arm with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball when I was playing. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'm done.
You're DH.
I can bunt. I
Yeah,
don't want to hit anymore. So
I mean, not too many people are going to know what that feels like in a lifetime, but, when you got hit with a 96-mile-per-hour pitch in your arm, what was your initial thought? And did you
I
think
thought my arm was broken.
Yeah, you thought it shattered?
I thought I was dying. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I know it's my arm, but I'm going to die from this.
Where was this at? Were you like what kind of
I was
game?
in spring training for AA.
So just spring training
Yeah, so
in AA.
pitchers were still hitting.
Okay, yeah. And then how many people were in attendance? Luckily, not that many during that time.
Yeah, not that many. So
Yeah.
nobody got to see me publicly cry. That much. Yeah.
Did you shed a tear?
Oh, I was rolling on the ground.
Yeah.
I was like, hey,
hurts.
maybe acting's next after this.
Right.
Because I do such a good job of saying this hurts.
Right, yeah. And so then how long did it take you to shake it off, so to speak?
I mean, I couldn't feel my arm for like 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause it was
So-
a funny bone on the backside of my left arm.
Oh, the
so my
worst.
left arm was just tingling.
Wasn't that
for
the
3
plot of that
days.
90s movie, too? That kid that had that throwing arm?
Yeah, that
yes.
was based on me getting hit with.
That was
baseball.
based on
Yeah.
you.
You mean Little Big League?
Yeah, Little Big League.
Yeah.
Was that?
And
Yeah.
he played
It's a
for the Cubs.
documentary, yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah, he just zip it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie growing
Yeah.
up. The kid was later on was in American Pie. That's just, fun
Oh
little
yeah,
trivia.
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
agent.
did you get it like an MRI? Did you break it at
No,
all?
no, I was fine.
It just hit the
Yeah,
nerve,
I sucked it.
and it was
fine.
numb for 3
Yeah,
days.
it's-
Wow.
I was not going to go to the hospital for it. That would
Yeah.
have been torn up by the teammates.
Well, World Baseball Classic, just another reminder, March 2nd through the 6th. And honestly, I like to thank Blake for being behind the scenes and making all these moves happen so we can have this and see professional baseball right in our own backyard during the peak of spring. So they're going to be morning games starting off at 11. There's going to be nighttime games with the championship game happening on Thursday. So it's a big deal. And I hope that you guys really participate and don't miss it, because it's a beautiful opportunity as well to start working on that summer tan, and that's another thing. Like, I'm pale AF right now, right? And I'm just like, what am I going to do to start getting that bronze base so I can start publicly taking clothes off? And that's what it is. You go out there, sit in a game, do some day drinking, make sure you're wearing shorts, some sunblock, Yeah, and make sure your hat's in a position that does give you a funny tan line, and you're good to go by summer.
Yeah, I think that's half the battle, right? You want to get that base, bro.
Yep.
So you get out there and you're gonna look so good. Like even if you don't like baseball, let's get some tanning done during this time, right?
That's the sales pitch. I don't know.
Everybody's there.
I think you've been going with the whole world elite athletes
Sorry, we're
angle.
bringing Major League Baseball back.
Yeah, no.
Let's get rid of that.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need some tanning spots.
Sold.
I love
Done.
it, dude. I love it. All right, well, Blake, thanks again. Pick up your tickets today. We're going to hit the reset on the FM side. Be back more right after this. Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Free sun, you say?
I love it. All right,
Well.
let's get as we're getting going. And thanks again, Blake, dude. It's
Yeah, thanks for bringing me in.
fun
guys.
times. Let's see. I got a bunch of comments on here. All right, well, I'll reset the table.
Blake's just
this
mic
morning.
dropping and leaving.
Yeah.
Do you want me to stay?
Well, I mean, we're going to do dick jokes after this. You good for those?
I gotta,
I don't know how that's going.
I got a brand to make.
No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Well, that worked.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rockwood 2.1 KFMA. How do all these buttons work? On this Tuesday, February 18th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's going to be a short week for us, but a jam-packed week nonetheless. Man, we have so many things happening this week. Very excited about. Well, first and foremost, let's get our listener bait out of the way. You guys are listening for your opportunity to win tickets to see Disturbed in May. Yes, our big ticket item this week is Disturbed. Our first opportunity to win tickets today will be exclusive to our Instagram Live. Okay, so if you want to win those tickets to Disturbed this morning, make sure you're following Rock 102.1. And at 8 o'clock this morning during our live stream, we'll reveal how you can win those tickets. It's going to be somebody on the Instagram Live that will win those tickets today to kick off this week. On top of that, it's Dusty's birthday. My good buddy Dusty, the Tucson Roadrunner mascot, this Saturday. Yeah, the 22nd. Yeah, he's 9 years old.
Is that? Do they have like Roadrunner years, like dog years type of thing?
Yeah. In Roadrunners, in human years, like if you were to, do the math there, he's 114.
Damn.
I know. So,
He's
still
seen
looking
things.
spry. I definitely see things because I've been his like number one, the entire run. So I've definitely corrupted a couple Dusties in my day. So the birthday party celebration is going down this Saturday. We're giving away tickets for this Saturday night's game. It's sure to be a jam-packed one as well. Just getting over the Gem Show, which there'll still be remnants of the Gem Show in town here for the next couple weeks, little pop-up tents. But the official Gem Show is over, right?
It's over.
Yes, all right. And that's good.
I like how you say that like that's not Tucson in general.
I know.
A couple of pop-up tents on the side.
It never really ends. Yeah. You get yourself a snoring hot dog and
Right.
rock right there.
Exactly.
Any corner of most intersections for sure. But the actual genuine Gem Show is over. So now we focus our attention back on Tucson Roadrunners. Also the Renaissance Fair, which I think Razor has tickets to give away all this week as well. And getting ready for that. So
Huzzah.
I'm amped. I'm excited about this week. Not excited about flying. It just seems like
I know.
more and more news stories keep popping up of just odd events happening when it comes to flying.
You know who's untouched right now?
Who?
Spirit Airlines.
Just I don't know.
They're
man.
the safe ones. I'm going for them now.
Knock on wood, though. Over the weekend, a Delta flight flipped over onto its top side while landing at an airport in Toronto. The flight was arriving from Minneapolis. It had about 80 individuals on board, including 76 passengers and 4 crew members. And during the landing, the plane just flipped upside down and caught fire. There was like a little explosion, too. Yeah. Did you not see this?
No.
Okay, so
Is there video?
Yes, there is video.
Good Lord.
In fact, actually, I'll show you a video of the aftermath of a woman who started filming a TikTok while she is sitting in her seat upside down in her plane. Now, the good news
Get
is
it, lady. Get it.
there were 18 people injured, but everybody survived. No fatalities. And
Good.
that's always great when it comes to a major plane accident. But these things continue to happen. It's almost like years of like corporate greed and oversight have like caught up with us or
Weird.
something. Yeah. But so there's a little TikTok music behind this video, but you also hear the woman freaking out as well. Let me share this. You'll be able to see this later on in the podcast broadcast, but check this out. See it? It's just
What
straight
the
up
hell?
upside down, right? And
Houseway.
yeah, and of course this is in Toronto, so it's like the frozen tundra.
I was just in a plane crash. Oh my god.
The caption is "My plane crashed and I'm upside down." Pretty factual. I mean, that's how you grab somebody's attention on social media for sure. That's it. So she's going viral. But again, everyone survived. 18 injuries for sure. Just a reminder to wear your seatbelt.
You have to admire the tenacity there. It's like if you're upside down, freaking out for your life, the first thing in my mind is, I got to make a TikTok.
I know.
Good Lord.
No, I know.
Good for them.
I was actually going to save this for later, but, talking about people's obsession with social media and, taking selfies in particular. Yeah, guess how many selfie-related deaths there were in between 2008 and 2021?
Let me venture 5,000.
No, okay, that was on the high end.
Okay.
I'm
an optimist.
Between that time, it was an estimated 379 people met their demise in selfie-related accidents. But in recent years, that number has risen sharply. And the most up-to-date figures suggesting the current selfie death toll has climbed as high as 480 by the end of 2024. Okay.
Darwin is undefeated.
Absolutely. Now, here's an example of somebody who didn't die while trying to get the ultimate picture for social media clout, but almost died. A 55-year-old woman who was on vacation who attempted to take a picture with a shark. She lost both her hands while trying to engage the shark to get the perfect shot, which I hope they had video, so there is a perfect shot of the moment that she realized she effed up. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, so, basically the unnamed woman tried to grab it and put it in a position to say cheese. So the shark did and quickly was able to bite off both her hands and in one swoop motion. Ba-bam!
That wasn't cheese.
Uh-huh. Yes. So, and again, this is another scenario of just stupid people doing stupid things and trying to chase that social media clout. So don't be one of those people.
We'll laugh at you.
And add to the stats. Now she won't even be able to take a selfie. There's the irony there.
She'll find a way.
Well, with a nub selfie?
Yep. I've seen Timo devices.
All right. Well, yeah, someone's out there inventing it right now for, future women like this. But, yeah, the 55-year-old will recover completely, but she did lose both her hands. So, that's how we start off the show. Feel good.
All right.
Feel good on a Tuesday.
I just want to know how that plane flipped upside down. I have to know.
Well, you know what? There's too many questions in that scenario right now, so I can't even throw out possible theories. But I did see a video when it was landing, an explosion towards the back of the plane that essentially flipped the plane onto its top. So,
well, for parents that don't have money for Six Flags, you can have an airline ticket. You'll be good.
Absolutely. All right, so here's what's happening today. Later on today, Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza. We'll do another round of Tap Out with Rocco. Mari's going to be in a little bit later. Weirdo's going to pop in for weird news. And, of course, we're going to go live on the Instagram to give you an opportunity to win tickets for Disturbed. So all that and more in store for the show. Keep it right here on Rock 102.1. We got your morning Moron coming up after music from Pop Evil, kicking things off with Sublime with Santeria. Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Tucson. Let's go. It was a good let's go this morning.
Let's go.
Yeah, we had a good let's go. And it was good talking with Blake, dude. It was good.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, it was good that we broke down because honestly, I know for a fact that he was irritated that I was eating off of his buffet at the Roadrunners game.
And why were you doing that?
Because that's what we do, Mari. It's funny because, we're all just like there for free food, right? We're working and, we're friends with the staff at the arena. And when they load up with like an excellent buffet and we, got crappy dinner, we're just like, that looks good. So I wait for everything to kind of go through. And it's funny because, like other people would get in trouble for this, but I'm kind of like Teflon when it comes to this. And I'll give you an example. It was 2 seasons ago. We were, I did get the boobs, Tracy. I have them right behind me. 2 seasons ago, the interns came up to me and was like, "Hey, Beef, can we go to the buffet now?" Right? They come up to me that we had a little private party right by the ice. I'm like, "Yeah, let's go check it out." You know, at this point, everybody ate. They already got their seconds and their thirds. They're done, and there's an overabundance of food. So we're not like cutting people off to get this food. So I go in, and I'm wearing my uniform, right, which is a jersey with my name on it. And I got my 2 interns with me, and we go through and we load up our plates with like chicken wings and all the different accessories. And it's always really good for the suite. And so then we go and we eat it and we enjoy it. The next day, the client sends an angry email to Bob. And he's like, "Bob, your fucking employees were eating off my buffet. I paid money for, blah, 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 blah," right? And Bob's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to get to the bottom of it right away, and we're going to find out who did this," right? So he reached out to everyone. "Who did this?" And I immediately was like, "My bad, Bob. I took the interns over there, and we grabbed some stuff." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, "I'll handle it." And so he emailed the guy back, and he said, "My apologies, Beef said that he and the interns, actually partook in grabbing some of the food so I could offer this, that, and the other thing." And the client goes, "It wasn't Beef. I know who Beef is, and the Beef wasn't the one eating all the food." So he's like defending me when I admitted to it, right? So I got in trouble, right? Because they're just like, "No, that's my boy. My boy Beef didn't eat any of the food. It was someone else that wasn't Beef, and they deserve to be reprimanded," right? So don't reprimand Beef. Here's some more chicken wings. And I'm just like, all right.
Whoops.
I should have gave these to Blake.
Oh, yeah.
Should have said, "Okay, are you
No,
feeling anxiety?"
You should have her make baseball ones.
What colors should we use?
Well, baseball is usually traditionally like white and red.
White and blue.
With the
Well,
stripes, stitches.
Yeah, maybe there's blue on it. Yeah, I guess it is. Very patriotic of you there. But yeah, these are the official KFMA boobs that we have here.
If
Courtesy
anybody
of
has a
Tracy.
Shrek fetish,
Yes.
Thank you, Tracy.
With it has the little baby bottle nips.
and
And
those are fillable, right?
the purple ones my mom have. These ones are specifically for the studio and for any guests that have like anxiety or nervousness getting on the radio. I'll give them this emotional support pillow
Smart.
so they could talk,
Question:
squeeze.
Would we legally allowed to be put whiskey in there when they come in?
Well, you
Everybody has
can't
to do-
fill these up.
You can't. Okay, that was my
Yeah.
other question.
No, I know. Initially, and Tracy, if you could make some to fill up, then absolutely
Make it
we
a
would love to.
tradition. We get a squirt of the booby
I
with
have
whiskey.
a huge bottle of whiskey
There you
behind
go.
me. I know. Yeah, I do. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Just showing off these lovely emotional support pillow that I received from Tracy Weber and her fantastic knitsmanship. Crochet, yeah.
I like knitsmanship.
Yeah, knitsmanship sounded like a good word that we could start doing. Yeah, so this is basically an anxiety pillow for any nervous guests who come in on the show. They could squeeze this boob pillow to feel right at home. And I'm telling you right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm in what could only be described as like mental nirvana.
Oh,
Yeah, like a blissful type of, sweet purgatory, if you will.
pure calm.
Yeah, pure calm. I mean, I've had a lot of anxiety this morning. We've had a lot of guests come by. I'm empty nesting for the first
You
time.
are. That's
My
scary.
daughter moved out this weekend. I inadvertently destroyed the situationship that I was in leading into this Valentine's Day weekend, dealing with all this emotional turmoil. And honestly, if I would have had these boobs on me the entire time, I'm probably would have been fine, and my daughter would have moved out quicker.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking, what am I going to do now? Considering, this is kind of like a heavy question, right? Now, and you're in the golden zone of being a parent.
Yes.
And this is the time when they not only do they look up to you, they need you for everything, and you could do no wrong. And
Yeah,
then eventually they
doing
become
fine.
teenagers, and it is what it is. But your basically adult life now is identified as a parent. My adult life and my priority was my daughter, first and foremost, right? I'm always considering, well, what does she need to do in this situation? And then I would base my choices off of that. Now I'm at a point where, like, damn, dude, I'm like completely empty nesting.
Yeah, she's graduated.
She's graduated. She's, living and getting all situated up in Phoenix. And I'll still see her, but now I have the kind of like freedoms that I had before I had a kid. And I'll tell you what, the me before I had a kid was a goddamn maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go back.
A lunatic.
Can't go back
You've
there.
grown
You
from
gotta
that.
you gotta naturally get into what other guys our age started getting into.
What's that?
World War II documentaries and smoking meats.
Oh, you could smoke meats.
Let's do
I could smoke meats. I got to not eat carbs now because of my metabolism.
Yes, protein.
Yeah, so I could just start smoking meats and watch World War II documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I pretty much
It's the
know,
natural order of things.
I pretty much know what happened in World War II, though. So
But did you?
I do. I don't want to read any new ones. But did you know? No. I'll stick with the original history on that one. Thank you. But okay, so smoked meats might be good, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, golf.
Yeah,
Get out of here with that. I'm not golfing.
How about what is the other one? The one that the place downtown with the Pat? Not what is it?
Topco?
No. It's like tennis, but
Pickleball.
it's not pickleball.
Oh,
Yeah.
pickleball.
Yeah,
Get
get
a
into pickleball.
pickleball.
You know what you got to do with pickleball, though? You got to get friends and play pickleball
You
with them.
make them when you're there.
Yeah,
You'd be
you
the new
make
guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, teach me pickleball. I'm like, hey, bro, come on in.
Hey, look, I love Corbett's, and it's a scene, right? I love their layout and everything, but their indoor pickleball court does smell like balls, and I don't know if I want to hang out 3 hours
Oh.
and miss the balls, dude.
Okay, Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I grew up too cool. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you can't go back to that.
Yeah. I mean, I still got cool jeans, you know?
Oh, you do. So
Yeah.
what's the cool guy thing to do when he has an empty nest?
Go judge kids skateboarding at the skate park. Tell them they're not doing it right.
No, I never was a skater, and I don't want to hang out with
Oh, okay.
minors, you know? Yeah.
Just smoke cigarettes
Smart.
going, you suck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out.
I
As of right
believe you.
now, in the meantime, I guess there's always Pornhub. All right, we got your
True.
beef tip coming up after these words. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Oh, got a phone call. Maybe someone's like, I'll be your friend.
Right.
No new friends. Rock 1, 2.1, who's this? Tammy, you're
Are you
calling
on
us.
a shuttle?
Yeah, Tammy, your reception is terrible right now.
Sorry, I'm in the car. I'm sorry. You're driving. We're talking on the phone. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Is this Tammy?
No, it's Sandy.
Oh, Sandy. Okay.
Sandy.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a couple of good sex partners and have sex all the time.
Oh.
Oh, I got to find a couple good sex
couple of them.
partners. Yeah.
Keep that rotation heavy.
They got to keep the rotation going.
With the empty nest.
Is that what you did when you started empty nesting? You're just like, it's time to bone 24/7.
Yep.
Open door policy.
I love it.
All right. I'll figure out what my situation is and let you know, Sandy. Thanks for the,
Well, you let me talk. You give me a call. Anytime
fair enough. I mean, your phone's breaking up, but I'm picking up what you're putting down. And I appreciate that.
Bad reception, but good
All
reception
right,
at
I'm
the same
going.
time.
Yeah. That's goddamn T-Mobile's cock blocking me now. What the hell?
I know. Big mobile cock blocking.
Timothy said, and this one's more likely, to be honest. You start
Yes.
growing herbs.
Right?
You know, I
Like what,
try
basil?
my
Oregano?
no,
Oh.
but I mean, I guess you could. My green thumb is terrible, to be honest with you.
That's what YouTuber's for.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gardening for newbies.
Have you grown anything? Do you try gardening at all?
No,
Either one
I'd
of you?
love to. My dad was a huge gardener growing up all the time.
Okay. I mean, it's-
Ignoring us. Like, he's in the garden again, ignoring us and mom.
Should I start doing basically, basically prepping, get some chickens, start gardening?
Yeah,
and-
go full prepper mode, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, did you
full
keep the
stock
cat
your
or
house.
did she take the cat?
She took the cat,
Oh.
which is fine, which is great because it was her cat, and honestly, I wasn't a cat guy, and
You
this
love
is what
that
happens.
cat, though.
Look, it's not that I love the cat; it's that now I'm coming home and it's like a silent home,
Yeah, that's scary.
and I have no one to like. Usually, I'm just like, I'll talk to the cat a little bit, tell her how my day was, but no, I'll be like,
Aw.
I'm like, hey, what'd you do? Whatever. What are you meowing for? And then the cat will come around, so it's like whatever.
Oh, that's hard.
But then I don't have to like worry about like stepping in some throw up early in the morning or any of that stuff. So the benefits of not having a pet is fine. I can't have a dog because I don't have necessarily a dog sitter. And so right now I'm just going to be in this kind of like transition mode of being in a silent house, right? That'll keep clean and then be like, okay, after I get bored with this video game, what am I going to do after that?
Yes, and have no one to talk. Oh, it's hard. You're in a hard phase.
I know. It's going to get easier because as soon as that Grand Theft Auto 6 drops,
Which is soon.
soon enough by the end of the year, then then I'm going to be like, I don't need the outside world for a while. There's going to be a good 3 months that I'm going to fully invest into diving into the world of GTA 6 to see exactly what they came up with.
He's going to give us the call. He's like, we're doing remote broadcasting from now on.
Oh, I know, man.
We're like, Beef, you are so against that. He's like, yeah, I had a change of heart.
Todd said, sit there and be bored because you're too cool for fun. I'm not too cool for fun, Bob. Todd? Bob. Like, if you want to, do some poker or something, you want to hang out, do some game nights, I'm down, Todd.
Oh, do it.
You just let me know. I know, yeah, I could swing by. And, my anxiety is still a thing. I'm a big bitch when it comes to that, but I'll get going. What do you do, Rico? Because I sometimes, I know that you're not working, and I'm like, maybe I should give Rico a call, see if he's hanging out, but I'm like, he's probably doing something.
He's on the east side.
East side, constantly in the flow of work and stress. Just saving money, scratch,
But now
dough.
he's got. You could go to his place though. Because
The
there's
beast?
nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you could have went before. There was
I'll
no...
come bring my raw meats over. We can smoke them.
Yes. Start smoking meats together.
That's the
Look at her,
gayest
she's
thing
like,
that you said, I know.
Yes.
We're not
Be
going to be two
friends.
dudes smoking each other's meat.
No.
Yeah, we are.
It's gonna be good. This is for the best.
We're going to rent a smoker from Rent a Center.
Well, I'm not
Start
going
making some brisket.
okay, I'm not going to shit talk D&D. I'm
D&D's
sorry.
amazing.
Yes, I will play D&D. My bad. I know that you're Dungeon Master, and I enjoyed
I really
playing.
want to play it again, Todd.
I
We
enjoyed
should do
playing
that.
it, and I was talking with Shane with Tucson Games and Gadgets. They're going to do another game podcast with us. It's going to be a different, more kind of like a Cards Against Humanity type deal. But it'll be super fun. But I would definitely do another RPG night with you or any kind of game night. So, yes, I'm not opposed
Could you
to that.
host an RPG night at
No.
your house now?
No, because,
Why?
I mean, I could host it at my house. It's not that social of a setup. I don't know.
It's empty.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have the vibe. he's saying.
Emotionally, but I'm saying the square footage isn't necessarily there,
I've got an ascot.
Yeah.
I've got things.
It's empty. Let's see. That was super cool. Let me know if you post the plug of me and Ray. We'll share it and shit. Okay. Chef Gary text me. So, yeah, I'll clip that up. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have a true life fucking celebrity in studio. Sean Gatz.
Yeah.
And honestly, with all the different comedians and musicians that we've had on the show, I would say, statistically speaking, Sean is probably more famous than all of them. Considering his followers in the world of social media, how it works today, Sean has over 1.2 million followers on Instagram alone, several million on TikTok. And, of course, he is a local entrepreneur here documenting his attempts to start up a business. So he could sit back and post social media content all day long and OnlyFans content and just live his best life.
He's a go-getter.
Yeah, the reason why he has so many followers is because the guy he's a DIY person. Like, he just hey, I'm going to build this and I'll show you how. Right now, he's currently making a concrete coffee table.
That's what I was watching the other day. I was like, I'm actually intrigued by this.
Yes. In fact, and we'll talk about it, but I'll show you. On TikTok, he has 3 million followers. Legitimately, that's more than most celebrities that you know. 3.3 million followers on TikTok. So this is a big deal that he's coming on. So let's watch this. This is what he tried to do for his well, I'll only play you one clip because we're almost on the air for a beef tip. So he had to build a concrete coffee table. It's 700
Just starts
pounds.
it out like the girl wants a table, so I'm making it.
Yeah,
It's
so
time to take the forms off the coffee table. So we're about to find out if I can salvage this or not. Could be worse. That side is good. Looks workable. I'm liking it so far. Definitely a bit of honeycombing and exposed aggregate, but less than I expected. I've got to get this up on jack stands to strip the rest of the form boards. If they can hold a car, they can hold a coffee table, right? There it is. I picked up a couple dollies. These claim to be rated for 1,000 pounds, so let's put them to the test. It works. I just found out my fiance doesn't own a broom. Unbelievable. Time to set up the tent. Oh, come on. And there it is. Nice. Is there an easier way to prevent dust from getting in the house? Probably, but this is the way I'm doing it. Close me up. I still have a lot to do in there, but I got to get to work, and since I work in food service, I should probably shower before I go.
there you go. So that was just an example of what he did before going to the food truck and working 8 hours. The energy that this guy has, I wish they could bottle, But they get to know all things about Sean tomorrow and Gat's Deli, which is the food truck at the Tankerverde Swap Meet. You'll find out tomorrow morning on the podcast broadcast. Sure to be probably our biggest one online. right? How can you not? Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're almost out of time. Tomorrow morning, we are going to have Sean Gatz in studio. He's the owner of Gatz Deli, also a social media megastar with over 3 million followers on various platforms. The guy is Captain DIY and also makes a hell of a sandwich. So we're going to be talking about his small business endeavors and how he began and what brought him to Tucson and so much more, right? I would like to thank our guests on the show today. We had... was it
Rocco.
Blake Eager? I keep thinking Shane, but it's Blake Eager, and of course he came in for the World Baseball Classic, and of course Rocco from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza for coming in as well. Rocco's is closed today, but we'll be back at it tomorrow. It's time for your beef tip. And speaking of restaurants, there's things that restaurant servers secretly hate, so try not to do the following. So when you ask to sit outside, then complain about the temperature. When you snap or whistle to get their attention, or when you come in 15 minutes before they close. These 3 things will almost guarantee that the server will hate you if you do any of them. So attempt not to do any of those and be on the server's side. Honestly, everyone who served knows that you don't want to be the a-hole in that situation.
Absolutely not.
Right? So there's your beef tip. Thank you guys so much for listening. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue to give away tickets for Disturbed. Tune in around 7 a.m. to find out how. Till then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When
Ooh, all right. We did that.
a side of beef, soon will come and
Let's end it with Sean doing an update on the last part of his
I will knock out all your teeth.
tent. See how he's doing on this tent. Unmute.
Quite tedious, and keeping everything level as I go is difficult. I tried using a laser level, shining it over top, but that was more trouble than it was worth. So I'm back to just using a straight edge. I think I've got it close enough, so I'm gonna drop this off the jack stands and make sure the feet aren't wobbling. It's stable, thank God. That would have been a challenging fix. My fiance and I both like the unfinished look of the legs, so I'm just gonna polish the tabletop. I'm now running my other grinder with a diamond polishing wheel. This one runs at a lower RPM. Ideally, I would have a variable speed grinder, but I can't buy any more tools. After my first round of polishing, that's what I'm left with. Now I have 2 finer grit discs I want to use, but before that, there's a few spots in the tabletop where the aggregate became dislodged, so I do want to repair those. I don't know how the professionals do this, but I figure if I just mix epoxy with some concrete dust, it should patch those holes. Come back tomorrow to see if it works.